Hey everybody, Ace Chandler Liam here, and welcome to another episode of Form Fight. Form Fight is a series where we take a look at a Pokemon with more than one form, or a branched evolution, or counterpart Pokemon. We have a look at the differences between the Pokemon in question, and we try and work out which one is the best. And so we can see these Pokemon in action on the battlefield. We have a Metronome Battle between them just for a little bit of extra fun. If you're a fan of Form Fight already and you're ready for more, make sure you hit that like button. Of course, hit subscribe if you're new so you never miss an episode. And of course, don't forget you've got till Friday this week to use code ACE to get 30% off G Fuel. Today I'm drinking grape, and it tastes absolutely bloody No. That's someone else's slogan. Regardless, 30% off, code ACE. This is bloody lovely. But of course, with all that out of the way, let's have a look at today's challenges. Today we're going to be comparing two counterpart Pokemon from Unova, the evolved forms of Shelmet and Karrablast, Accelgor and Escavalier. Now when you trade a Shelmet for a Karrablast, the Shelmet will lose its armor and evolve into Accelgor, and the Karrablast will obtain the discarded Shelmet armor and evolve into Escavalier. But what makes these two counterpart Pokemon so different? Let's take a look. According to the Pokédex, Accelgor stands at 0.8 meters tall and weighs 25.3 kilograms. Its Pokédex information says when its body dries out, it weakens. So, to prevent dehydration, it wraps itself in many layers of thin membrane. Having removed its heavy shell, it becomes very light and can fight with ninja-like movements. As for Escavalier, it's 1 meter tall and weighs 33 kilograms. Its rather repetitive Pokédex information reads, these Pokemon evolve by wearing the shell covering of a Shelmet. The steel armor protects their whole body. Wearing the shell covering they stole from Shelmet, they defend themselves and attack with 2 lances. Appearance-wise, Accelgor looks like a cross between a ninja and a mummy with a bulbous pink head. Phrasing. And Escavalier basically looks like a Karrablast wearing the helmet from a suit of armor with a metal snail shell covering its lower body. And of course it has 2 large lancers for arms. In their shiny forms, Accelgor's wrappings turn dark grey and its head changes from pink with green stripes to yellow with pink stripes. As for Escavalier, its blue body turns to a more blue-green colour, its yellow belly turns to more of a luminous greenish yellow, and its red details turn to pink. Now let's have a look at their typing, weaknesses, and resistances. Accelgor is a pure bug-type Pokemon which makes it weak to flying, rock, and fire type moves. It resists fighting, ground, and grass type attacks and has no immunities. As for Escavalier, it's a dual type bug and steel Pokemon, which makes it weak to only fire, although this weakness is a 4 times weakness, so beware. It resists normal, bug, steel, grass, psychic, ice, dragon, and fairy type attacks, and is completely immune to poison type moves. Now let's have a look at the stats and abilities of these counterpart Pokemon. Firstly, Accelgor is an incredibly fast Pokemon, boasting 145 base speed, with fantastic special attack and decent defense, and below average physical attack. Its special defense is fairly lackluster too, and its physical defense is absolute garbage. The aim of this Pokemon is very much to hit fast and kind of faint just as fast. Its primary ability is Hydration, which cures status conditions for Accelgor when it's raining. This is handy for protecting Accelgor from paralysis, which would effectively render it useless, and allow it to remain on the field longer without having to worry about poison or burn. Just make sure someone calls for the rain. Its secondary ability is Sticky Hold, which prevents opponents from stealing or removing Accelgor's held items. This is great for keeping added power items like Choice Specs or Life Orbs firmly in the grasp of Accelgor and stops opponents from scuppering your strategies. Its hidden ability is Unburden, which doubles Accelgor's already impressive speed if its held item is lost, like if it uses a gem or eats a berry, for example. This is a great ability to maximize the incredible speed of Accelgor and ensure that you move before almost any opponent. Although choose what item you give it carefully, because incredible speed is pretty useless if you can't actually take down your opponent. As for Escavalier, it's a very slow Pokemon, but with fantastic defense and special defense and incredible attack. Its HP is below average, but remember it does have 8 resistances and an immunity. Just avoid fire type moves as much as you can. Also, this thing is an absolute beast if you get lucky with a Quick Claw. Its primary ability is Swarm, which after 106 episodes of Form Fight, I just want to skip Swarm. You know I hate abilities like this, I don't want to talk about it. Its secondary ability is Shell Armor, which protects Escavalier from critical hits. This is great for defending against the 8 types that actually deal neutral damage to Escavalier, since it prevents them from gaining too many extra boosts in the form of critical hits. And it makes the types resisted by Escavalier remain as non-threats. It's not a massive help against fire type moves, crit or no crit, but can't have everything. Its hidden ability is Overcoat, which prevents damage to Escavalier caused by Sandstorm or Hailstorm, as well as protecting against Powder and Spore moves. This is excellent for further increasing this Pokemon's all-round defensiveness, and also prevents it from becoming a sitting duck if it's trapped against one of the dreaded Spore users. Now it's time for me to decide which of these two counterpart Pokemon I prefer, and I'm definitely leaning towards Escavalier. However, it is a really hard decision. These are arguably two of the best bug Pokemon out there. They're really cool, design-wise, battle-wise, stat-wise. They're just so great and so unique. Like, I really don't feel like there's anything like these two Pokemon, and they've got that unique trade thing, because that doesn't really affect the decision between them. Escavalier is my favorite bug type, so I am leaning towards that just because I love the amount of resistances it has. I love its defensive capabilities, ignoring the fire weakness, and I love that if you bung a Quick Claw on it, this thing can absolutely destroy, or if you have it on like a Trick Room team or something, it can be a real killer. So for me, yeah, it's going to be Escavalier, but Accelgor is very, very close. Like, it's still a very cool Pokemon. But of course, it's not just up to me to decide which is my favorite, it's up to you guys to decide which is your favorite. But before you do, let's have a little fun. Let's watch these Pokemon on the battlefield. It's time for the Metronome Battle. Of course, before we get started, I will point out these Pokemon have max IVs in all stats, 0 EVs in all stats. They're not holding any items, they've got neutral natures and their hidden abilities. The only real advantage or disadvantage any of these Pokemon gets, though, comes from their base stats and their typing. Everything else is all up to the Metronome. Let's go. Here we go. It's two of my favorite bug-type Pokemon, Accelgor taking on Escavalier. Who is gonna come out on top? Who is the top dog of the trading weird trade bug-type Pokemon? What will happen? Will it be the Steel Soldier? Will it be just the bug-type ninja guys? Shell Smash coming out to start things off from Shiny Accelgor there. So that's going to be a difference maker right there. Dropping that already low defense and special defense, raising up the attack, the special attack, and the speed. That is now a very, very dangerous Pokemon. What will its partner follow up with on turn 1 of this Metronome Battle? Explosion? Oh my god, a turn 1 explosion with the reduced defenses of its partner. This is going to be resisted by Escavalier. Holy moly, no, wait. This is not how it goes down. We don't have... Escavalier didn't even move. No, stop. Rewind. This is not okay. Start again. How am I supposed to make ad revenue like this? Here we go. Restart. Here we are. The battle is beginning once again. We're not having a 2-turn, not even a full turn Metronome Battle, because Escavalier didn't even get to move. That was so one-sided in Escavalier's favor. Here we go with a Crush Grip from regular Accelgor. Not an explosion to start things off. Not very effective on Escavalier there. That was unreal. Here we see Shiny Accelgor going for Purify. It is going to fail on the first turn. Very unfortunate there. Now it's over to Escavalier, who actually gets to move this time. We see a Grass Knot coming out. That's not going to be very effective, and also Escavalier doesn't have the greatest of special attack stats, so it's not really going to do a great deal of damage there. Escavalier, of course, known for, as we've talked about in this video, its incredible attack stat. And we see Sleep Powder coming out from regular Escavalier, though, onto regular Accelgor there. What a crazy form fight it's been today, lads. That's a very, very bizarre one. I don't think we've had that before in form fight. We've had it in Metromania before. Here's a Slash, though, not very effective from Accelgor onto Shiny Accelgor onto the regular Escavalier there. And of course, regular Accelgor is fast asleep. Not going to do anything. Here's Escavalier going for Telekinesis on the Shiny Accelgor there. So that is going to hurl it up into the air, and all manner of craziness will ensue. Here is the shiny Escavalier here, going for Frenzy Plant. Again, a grass-type move, not very effective. Not going to deal a great deal of damage, but still did good enough for a not very effective hit there. That is going to mean a recharge next turn, though. Accelgor is going to wake up from being asleep, and what's it going to go for with this Metronome here? It's going to go for Water Pledge, which is neutral, I suppose, so not a terrible idea. Bringing that critical hit as well, bringing regular Escavalier down to less than half its max HP. And here we see the shiny Accelgor going for Silver Wind. It will be resisted, but it is a stab move. Didn't do a great deal of damage, though. Just a little bit of chip damage there. Shiny Escavalier has to recharge. It's over to regular Escavalier to do something for its team. Goes for another Grass Knot. Not very effective on Shiny Accelgor. Just a tiny little bit of damage there. Very, very strange plays here. This is very confusing, because the physical attacks would be absolutely detrimental. Speaking of detrimental, an Ice Ball begins from the regular Accelgor there. That's going to go for 5 turns unless it gets interrupted. And here's the shiny Accelgor go for Dragon Claw. Again, that's going to be resisted by Escavalier, so not a great deal of damage being put out here by the Accelgor team. And here is regular Escavalier going for Heavy Slam. Now we should expect that to deal some damage on that shiny Accelgor there. Huge damage there, bringing it down to almost the danger zone there. And here's shiny Escavalier, who's going to go for Screech, even further lowering the defense of shiny Accelgor there. That is dangerous. Shiny Accelgor is on very, very borrowed time. It's freed from telekinesis, but I don't know if that's going to be much of a difference maker. Meanwhile, regular Accelgor is still trapped in Ice Ball, only dealing minor damage there to the shiny Escavalier. Here's the shiny Accelgor. What will it do here? Going to go for Tita Dance. That's probably its best play, to be honest. Confuse everybody on the field. Maybe have a chance of breaking regular Accelgor free of the Ice Ball in exchange for a little bit of damage, and maybe you'll get these Escavalier to use that beefed up those beefy attack stats on themselves. Here's regular Escavalier, who is confused. It's still going to go for Metronome though, so not so lucky Accelgor. When we're going to see a Magma Storm, that's going to deal incredible damage. My word. Takes down shiny Accelgor. I mean, it was inevitable, wasn't it? My word, that Magma Storm Fire-type moves are not the friends of any of these Pokemon. Here is the shiny Escavalier, who is confused and does hit itself. That is an opening for this Accelgor there, who, as far as we know, is still stuck in Ice Ball. There's the confusion. Is it going to do... No, it's not going to affect it. It's going to ignore the confusion and go for Ice Ball, which is getting progressively stronger, but not strong enough to be a difference maker in this battle. And Escavalier breaks away from the confusion straight away. Oh my word, and goes for Tail Slap. How strong is this going to be? We get 1 hit, we get 2 hits, we get 3 hits, bringing Accelgor down to less than half its max HP. It's looking dangerous. Shiny Escavalier ignoring the confusion, going for the Metronome. What will happen here? Searing Shot! That's going to do incredible damage, although not the greatest special attacker. Takes out its partner because of the 4x weakness. Accelgor hangs on. But what's it going to do here? It's confused. It's locked into Ice Ball. What will it do? There's the confusion still. Is it going to hit itself? No, it goes for Ice Ball again, though. And Ice Ball is going to land. It deals a decent amount of damage now. 1 more hit from the Ice Ball might take out Escavalier. It's all down to what shiny Escavalier does here now to determine what is going to happen in this battle. Petal Dance is going to be not very effective. Is it going to be enough? It is enough to take down Accelgor, and that, after that bumpy start, turned out to be a very breathtaking battle. So well done to the Escavalier team. Great plays there. Accelgor taken down. That was regal. So you've heard what I've got to say, you've seen these Pokemon on the battlefield, now it's time for you to make your decision. Which of these 2 counterpart Pokemon do you prefer? Is it Accelgor or is it Escavalier? Let me know in the comments and explain to everybody why your pick is the absolute best. And that'll wrap it up for another episode of Form Fight. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, hit the like button. If you're new here, hit the subscribe button. Welcome to the channel. If you'd like to support the channel like these lovely people down here do, pledge to my Patreon. It's patreon.com/Ace Trinillium. And of course, use code ACE for 30% off G Fuel. But until next time, I'm Ace Trinillium. Keep on training.